Today I'm going to be playing a grand campaign as the Mughals in EU4, one of the most powerful conquest-focused nations in the game. In this campaign, we're going to be starting as the Timurids, another very powerful nation, and our goal is going to be to own everything from the Balkans down to Egypt, up to Caucasia, and over to Indochina on that side, and to complete as much of the Mughal mission tree as possible. But if you guys have any additional goals that I should add, leave them in the comments below. About 7 or 8 years ago, I did my second world conquest as the Mughals, and I really haven't played them since then in a real campaign. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to jump in as the Mughals in this grand campaign. Alright, here we are as the Timurids, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you that watched the Timurid A to Z video, you guys will know I was debating on whether that we should start as the Timurids or not, but I do think we have the biggest advantage as the Timurids since we do start off so big, and all of these guys right here are our subjects. We've got cores on all of them except for Sistan, and we've got cores on pretty much all of Ajam right here, so this is the most advantageous start. Now, because that was a real Timurid campaign and we did pretty much everything we wanted to do as them, I'm really not going to be focusing on Timurid things too much, like trying to complete some of their missions or whatnot. They do have a pretty big mission tree that gets even bigger. So yeah, we're just gonna form the Mughals whenever we form the Mughals without too much focus on the Timurids right here. But either way, that's the starting situation with the vassals, man. You guys know that Shah Rukh here dies relatively quickly, and when he does, all of these vassals become rebellious. So that's why we do need to hit Ajam here pretty much December 12th. Even though there is a pretty nice scripted war event with Ajam later on, we're not going to be waiting for that. Right now, we start off as a Nikta. Later, when we form the Mughals, we are going to be an Indian Sultanate, and we are going to get the Mughal Diwan Tier 2 government reform as well, so that's going to be super nice. But for now, let's go ahead and get all of these things. We're going to go with lenient taxation from minus 15% liberty desire in subjects, and in the estates, we're not going to be giving away any privileges that make us lose crown land, because that's going to make the vassals more disloyal. Of course, we do start off with supremacy of the Yasa, this grants thingy, and patronage of the arts here as the Timurids as well. So yeah, the game plan is just declare on Ajam as fast as possible, then fight like Ladakh and Kashmir and Baluchistan over here, which are the standard opener wars for the Timurids when you're trying to form the Mughals. By that point, you know, the Sirhind Delhi thing will have happened, and one of these guys will come out victorious, and then we're gonna go ahead and hit them as well. We do need to own Delhi and have it be in a state for us to be able to form the Mughals. So yeah, that's pretty much the strat, man. Let's get this party started. And that's pretty much it, man. Just clerical and religious diplomats right here, just increased levies, and it just indebted to the merchant guilds for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and look for, we do have this skill 2 diplorep guy, I think that's cheaper, or all of those guys cheaper maybe. Yeah, all of those guys are cheaper, so we are going to get this stab guy, because we are going to lose stab when Shah Rukh dies. We're going to get this diplorep guy right here, and we're going to go ahead and get this, well, reinforced speed guy. I think I'm not going to select rivals just yet, and something else we need to do is, build up the army immediately, I think, for one of these missions. Was it that one? No, it's not that one. That one? This one? Which one was that? This one? No, it's not that one either. I know there was an army mission somewhere. Either way, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and royal marry everyone that's loyal right here pretty much immediately. Right, Fars can't royal marry. Transoxiana will want to marry me in a month. Okay, so I let it tick a little bit over December 12th. As always, Ajam has allied Shirvan and Nogai. That's 90% of the time, that's what they do. Here's that Fars thingy right here. Basically, we can choose a ruler for Fars, but their color also changes. So let's pick a good guy for them. Maybe this one right here. There we go. Fars has become yellow, ladies and gentlemen. And now we can royal marry them along with Transoxiana in a day. So what I'm going to do right here, ladies and gentlemen, is immediately declare on Ajam for the reconquest of Semnan, for example. There we go. That's our first war immediately. That's really the only way to get these guys loyal, pretty much. And there's a mission already, which is rumors of rebellion, monthly war exhaustion, blah, 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 blah. If we double the army size of Ajam, we get 10 power projection. So I'm actually going to wait for that. There we go. Just pulled out the free company. We really don't want to waste too much manpower on this. We kind of want to let our vassals even lose battles and stuff like that. So yeah, we're not going to get too involved. In fact, I think I'm just going to go up north and peace out Nogai while my vassals are busy with Ajam. We should set them to siege. They are set to siege. Nice. But yeah, as for the game plan, man, I thought about doing a little long Mughals campaign. We're going to own the Balkans, Anatolia, Egypt, Mashriq, Arabia, Caucasia, Persia, Khorasan, Hindustan, Western India, Deccan, Coromandel, Bengal, Burma, and Indochina. So a little long stretch of Mughals right here, you know, doing trade stuff, routing everything to Constantinople later on, opening up with classic expansion idea groups, Diplo, Admin, Humanist. We're gonna go tolerant this campaign. The Mughals really are meant for tolerant gameplay, especially with the whole culture integration thing, which I'll touch more on later. But yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions on what I should do, and of course complete as much of the you know, Mughal mission tree as we can, maybe any other regions I should expand to, stuff like that, definitely let me know in the comments. Okay, just knocked out Nogai. My vassals are actually doing a surprisingly good job right here. And there we go, the war with Ajam is pretty much done. I've pieced out Shirvan as well. Shout out Transoxiana. Now, Ajam are full annexable here, but that does mean we will inherit their vassals Ardalan and Luristan right here, which I don't want, right? Shahrukh, thankfully, is still alive, but once these guys get rebellious and then two other guys, it's just gonna be too much for the poor old Timurids right here. So we're not full annexing Ajam. We're gonna leave them alive in that one province right there, and we're gonna take everything else. We still got cores on all 4 of these provinces right here, which we'll take care of later. There we go, a little bit of money too, and just like that, that's our first war done, and that does make it less likely that these guys become rebellious once Shahrukh dies. But there we go, there's Overrun the Trader Man, further permaclaims right here, and some army tradition. Very nice. I forgot to set them as a rival before the war. That's my bad, but there we go, we can do the Ottomans and the Mamluks now. So now we continue our wars by spying on the Ladakh and Baluchistan right here. Those are the next 2 targets. Of course, being a Miltech over the vassals is very useful as well. Now, something we are going to struggle a little bit right here with is GovCap, but you know, these are free cores, man, and it is going to help us become more powerful. So I am going to be stating that, man. I'm also going to state that. Why not? And there we go. This is pretty much the event right here that you're kind of supposed to wait on, or that the AI does wait for. Basically, we declare with the Ajami Rebellion CB, which is unique, and it's a minus 50% cost. Basically, it makes Ajam and Ardalan and Luristan all be full annexable in this one war, but there's really no point in waiting because Shahrukh can die before that, and then your vassals won't help. So even though this happens, it's still better, I think, to declare on Ajam just as soon as you can, as soon as a month ticks at the start. So it doesn't matter, you can choose whichever here. Even if you choose this one, the war still doesn't happen. Meanwhile, the war between Sirhind and Delhi, the independence war or whatever, ended, and I can't tell who won. The starting situation is so good that I've even started building buildings. There's the Renaissance. No need to actually dev for it, because I know the Mughals have a mission later on, which after you have Central Doab, you get like 50 Renaissance there, but that might be a ways away. It might, after all, be worth the dev, except all of provinces are so bad to dev, but, you know, Herat, not that bad. Something that's very surprising, though, is it's 1450, and Shahrukh's still alive. I think this is the longest I've ever had this guy live, man. All right. And there he is. My time has come. There goes Shahrukh, ladies and gentlemen. He has died, and the vassals are not disloyal. That's just a masterclass of keeping these guys loyal, man. Royal marriage with Khorasan, with Afghanistan. We're gonna marry everyone right now. We did lose Stab, sure, but we are gonna, well, religious unity, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, we are gonna stab up manually here. Why not? Why not? Okay, and there's a spy network on Ladakh. I've spied on both of those guys, but I think I'm gonna go for Ladakh first because Delhi has already started its conquest over here after consolidating. They just took out Kashmir, so I better get to Ladakh before they do. Okay, remarried all of my subjects. There's the declaration on Ladakh right there. Oh, Afghanistan already had a claim. Well, I would have known if I would have checked. Early Burgundian succession, and we couldn't even walk that saying, but at least that's an unconditional from Ladakh right there, and there we go, our second war is done. Now, it's 1453, man, which means, in about a year, we'll be able to instantly annex Transoxiana, Khorasan, Fars, and Afghanistan, so I'm just gonna wait about a year and a half right here, annex those guys, then we move on with our second war, with our third war, basically, which is versus Baluchistan. And yes, I did flip my hat. It was messing with the camera. Okay, now that we have non-Muslim provinces, I'm actually gonna go ahead and give the Dhimmi guaranteed Dhimmi autonomy. We are going tolerant this campaign, no conversion, nothing like that. Meanwhile, over here, we do need to keep an eye out on these guys. Ottomans and Mamluks will be our main Rivals for later, you know, QQ is sort of a, you know, medium rival for now. Of course, someone down here will consolidate. Bakhmanis or Vij are going to be a main rival later. Yeah. There's another mission in the meantime. Governors at Bay. This doesn't matter too much, I don't think. Admin points, Crownland. Yeah, let's make this, oh, but Crownland is nice too. I'm actually gonna go for this though. Alrighty, there we go. It's December 1454, ladies and gentlemen, which means we can officially annex our subjects. It's doable. It's instantly doable on all of these guys. We have Khorasan. So let's do Transoxiana. As you can see, they're immediately at 100%. Let's do Afghanistan and let's do Fars. As soon as they get annexed, we'll do Khorasan, and then Sistan is the one we have to manually annex. Now, some of you may know that Transoxiana does have cores right here. It's not worth it reconquering them from Uzbek and then waiting to actually annex Transoxiana. So it's better to do it like this. Who gives a frick about these provinces, which aren't really even part of our goals for now. And there we go. A month has ticked over and all of the subjects are instantly annexed, and I just got -3 Diplo rep because I'm an idiot. I didn't grant the emirs the integration policy, but even if I grant it now, I think it'll go away, that modifier. I messed up there. Let's see if it got removed. It did get removed. Nice. Okay, it did tank my opinion with Khorasan and Sistan though, so let me improve with them and send gifts and we'll annex them as well. But in the meantime, Jaunpur is actually sending me an alliance offer, which I think could be very useful for fighting Delhi because they're allied to Bengal, right? For me, it's going to be a slog, but if we drag Jaunpur in and, you know, if we manage to siege down Delhi, it's going to be very beneficial. So, yeah, I am going to ally them for now. At this point, there's another mission, strengthen northern flank. We gain perma claims, I think, on this right here, which we're not really interested in, but we might go for it if you guys suggest it or whatever. Okay, there's finally 190 on Khorasan, which means we can insta-annex them as well. We'll get to Fars whenever we get to Fars. Do I actually pick up a tier 2 governor form right now, since we're gonna get the D1 later for free anyway? You know what? I'm not gonna do anything with this for now. I'll save those points later so we can insta go up to tier 3 or something. And there's Khorasan annexed as well. We don't need their troops, but we can go ahead and state this up right there. Okay, perfect. Now that we only have one subject, I can go ahead and do the regular privilege stuff again, man. So there's religious state and clerical advisory council. There's primacy and aristocratic councilors. Enter the merchant. There's land, commercial, and new merchant guild loans again. We can't seize land because we need to unsiege that. There we go. Then I'll seize it after that. Perfect. At this point, though, some other guys should be willing to accept being our vassals diplomatically. So let's go ahead and see if we can pick up any of those guys in regions we want. Okay, Kangra. Sure. Biapas. Sure. Hizan Kaifa, Garwal, Yas, Najd, Hassa. Oh, Hassa is someone we do need to get. They're pretty big. So yeah, I'm literally gonna go for anyone we can get here, boys. Except a lot of these guys are dying to the Mamluks. Frick, was I too late? The answer is yes. Yes, I was too late. Alrighty, now that that's all done, I'm actually gonna go ahead and, I actually already did, activating Courage Dev in Herat right here. We've bumped it up to 15. We can expand infrastructure, and we're gonna push for the Renaissance. Yeah, so let's go ahead and, do that. It's also time to declare on Baluchistan. That's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Just regular conquest, and Mahra won't even help them. Perfect. And in the meantime, there's another mission. I think it's develop Herat. Yes, it is. We gain, nice. 50 support for Renaissance. Perfect. Yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about that, man. Nice. It's literally only, yeah, there we go. It's already there, but I'm gonna bump it up to 30 anyway for the age objective. Nice. Or you know what, man? By the time we actually get to Delhi itself, it is pretty annoying because all these provinces are really high dev. It's gonna be a while, so I'll end up picking up strength and noble privileges right here. And there we go. We're done with Baluchistan. This is obviously gonna be a full annex on them. Nice. There we go, man. We've consolidated Persia/Khorasan pretty nicely right here. Pretty soon we're gonna start annexing Sistan, which is dope. Now, let's take a look at AE. Pretty much non-existent. Truce with Ajam. We still got like 5 years for that. Okay, so now, man, it might be worth it to go in against Delhi, like instantly right here. And then while we're waiting for a truce to expire, because I don't think, even by just snaking like this down to Delhi, I don't think that's doable. So yeah, we'll see. And while we're waiting for the truce with Delhi, get into it with these guys. Biapas, Mazandraan, Mushasha, maybe even QQ, right? Yeah, I think that's the strat. So let's score this up and we'll see if we can go for Delhi. There's Kangra and Biapas Diplo vassalized. You know, I know they're super small and it might not even be worth it, but any little point of aggressive expansion we can save here in the early game is nice. I'm not going for like OPMs, right? But hey, 2 provinces, I'll take it. Wait, Hassa beat Mushasha? How? All right, there's another vassal. Actually, even better provinces than Hassa had at the start. And there's Hassa. I should probably give out strong duchies. I never gave out strong duchies at the start, too. I'm just remembering that now. Oh, well. Okay, so I was waiting a little bit to start annexing Sistan, which I did, and to Diplo-vassalize Medina. That'll, you know, hold up the Mamluks a little bit. Now, just as I get ready to declare on Delhi, I see I have no claims. My subject Kangra saves me because they have claims, and Bengal won't even join, bruh. Bengal won't even join, so that's insane. Now, there is an argument to be made here for releasing Punjab. So, do we take, like, Margella right here, and release Punjab from it? It's Punjabi, right? Yeah. And then I take, like, Kashmir, Sirhind, Panipat, and Delhi. Or Samna, Panipat, and Delhi, or whatever, right? Can we do it? Yeah, we're the same continent. We should be able to do it. Because I don't think we can draw a straight line to Delhi now and take Delhi now. Either way, there's our first war versus Delhi, man. I'm just going to declare a conquest of Doab right here. Actually, not call in Jaunpur. I don't think they're going to give me Delhi even if I set it as a province of strong interest. So let's just go for it, bro. Or I can just rush Delhi and then call them in. Okay, I pieced out Sindh and I'm standing on the important provinces. It took a while because they built a fort in Delhi, which they never do. Got Lahore as well. I have to call in Jaunpur now because I've just noticed, and luckily I'd never fought them in a battle, they're Miltech 6, I'm 4. They'll absolutely melt me. I'm just saving points right here until we embrace the Renaissance, so yeah, I gotta drag in Jaunpur here, man. Also, yeah, we annex Sistan. There's a mission, secure the east. We gain permaclaims on, well, everything we're fighting them for, and Baluchistani frontier. Other permaclaims down here, some manpower, and we lose autonomy and years of separatism. Dope. I think we're done, and we should do this before they siege back Lahore. So I'm gonna get Margella, release Punjab from it, and then I take pretty much the entire upper Doab state right here, which is gonna give me Delhi, and it is gonna enable me to form the Mughals, I think, unless there's like a hidden requirement, it like needs to be connected to your capital or something, in which case we'll have to wait until we annex Kangra, right? It'll be from up north, so yeah, there we go. There's the first piece out on Delhi, about 55 AE. These provinces are really high dev, but I'm satisfied with that. No money, no war apps. We want to reconquer Punjab scores as fast as possible. Just a confirmation, there is a Punjabi core in Margella. Yes, there is. There's the piece out. Perfect. Okay, and there's Punjab. Excellent, man. They have some really high dev cores right here to reconquer. You know, Sirhind, Doab, Lahore, Dipalpur right here. Actually, pretty much all of them except for these 3 up here. Okay, now while waiting for our truce with Delhi to expire, you know, after you form the Mughals, you want to go super hard into India to get the Hindustani culture group all conquered up, but more on that later. While we're waiting for this, we'll get involved with some of these minor guys over here and Karakuyunlu. So we'll full annex Ajam, Mazandran, I guess we can co-belligerent when we fight QQ, something like that. I basically want to pop out Iraq right here from some of these provinces to reconquer their cores, and then I guess I'll conquer for myself up here. Another mission, fresh blood, there we go. All right, took out some more loans, but finally embraced the Renaissance. We can sell it to Jaunpur as well. I already took Mill 5 because it was only 5% more expensive. There's Admin 5, there's Diplo 5, and with the saving up of points, you see how close we are to everything else. But for a grand conquest campaign like this, boys, you know the drill. I already know the first 4 idea groups we're gonna take. It has to be Diplo, Admin, probably Trade, and then religious. Sorry, not religious, humanist. We could even go the other way around, but I really want to get that CCR and GovCap out of the way early, so we could go Admin, Diplo, Humanist, Trade or something like that, but it'd slow us down too much. So yeah, Diplo, first idea group, man. No-brainer for the promised war score cost and all of the vassals we're gonna do this campaign. We're gonna have some big ones like Punjab, Iraq right here, probably a couple of big guys like Bulgaria, Eretna over here, a couple of more in India. So yeah, it does make sense. Another mission, Hirati Madrasa. I don't know what I did. My air just died. That might have something to do with it. But yeah, there we go. We gain a cathedral, I think, in Herat. Yeah, great mosque, sorry. We've reformed the military. We won 15 battles, blah, 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 ahead of time in Miltech, because I just got Miltech 6, 9 per month. Okay, very nice. Army professionalism for 10 years. By the way, boys, I've been thinking a little bit. You know, I know we don't know when EU5 is coming out and stuff like that, but do we, you know, it took so long for me to do these grand campaigns in EU4, right? Because everyone plays the major guys all the time, and I was like, well, I don't want to play the big guys that everyone plays. That's why I do A to Z and releasables. But is grand campaigns something you would like to see from me, from my channel, as soon as EU5 drops, whenever that is, or not? Let me know what you think about that. Like, we play big guys, important guys. Tell me what you think. Okay, I've just noticed that Jam is no longer allied to Shirvanwell because it doesn't exist, and Nogai is... They're not allied to Nogai either. I guess they refused this call to arms, but, oh, and Akuyunu, their current ally, won't help them. So, yeah, let's take care of Ajam, Ardalan, and Luristan. We got cores on 4 of these guys, so, it's pretty nice to do before we form the Mughals. And, you know, while we're in this war, man, to go back a little to what I said in the intro for a bit, you know, the titles of all of these first episodes of the Grand Campaigns are I finally played a real game as, you know, X, as the Timurids, as the Mughals after 4 years, and that is true. I've never played these guys, like, for real, right? My guides, I don't consider real games because, you know, we just stop them. They're in the early portion of the game, tell you guys how to play it, and A to Z, you know, we have wacky goals or like that. So what I mean is I finally played a real game as these guys for the first time, is I finally played these nations in these grand campaigns sort of the way they're meant to be played, the way they're supposed to be played, right? The Mughals, however, I have played, man, a bunch of years ago before I started making videos, obviously, and I did my second world conquest as them. The first I ever did was Austria, because it's the easiest. Mughals then I also did because it's the easiest conquest, world conquest. And then I did Austria again on Twitch a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And after that, I also did the Ottomans for the A to Z episode, right? So these are guys I have played before. The Mughals, kinda a real game as them since I did the world conquest thing. But, you know, it's really the first time I've played a real game as them on this channel. A little insight into my EU4 experience and YouTube video title making for you guys. Listen, at least it's not as clickbaity as the other stuff I do. Just the name of the game, bruh. It is what it is. And the war with Ajam and their subjects is done. That's a full annex on all of them and only one province that we need to core. Perfect. Now we border Karakuyunlu very nicely. They're only allied to Mazandran, so I think we do this. Now, I know there's a mission that gives you claims on this. Is it the mission that we're gonna get right now? We've actually accomplished a lot more of these than I thought. Stabilize Khuzestan, and... oh, nice, very nice. Average monarch lifespan. And yes, that is the mission that gives me claims. Perfect. Too bad that this is all the Iraq stuff that I want to get, so... oh, although, we can also release Syria from our Raqqa. Do we do something like this? Maybe. I think so. Okay, but now, something else I'm noticing is we got 38 favors with Jaunpur. I've just started agreeing with them again. Multan is their only ally as always. Make Jaunpur break the alliance. Hit Multan for free, full annex them. Punjab, does he have cores on them? Yes, there is one Punjabi core there. Excellent, so I'll take this for myself, give this to Punjab. Perfect. Sind also, I was gonna say relatively weak, but not really. And then we're just gonna wait for the truce with Delhi to expire in about 6 years. So I think we should do Multan, QQ, and Mazandaran back to Delhi, right? Yeah, I know I'm sort of delaying the formation of the Mughals right here. You can do it like way earlier than this, boys, but this is sort of the natural way I feel like you're supposed to do it, right? You don't really rush it, but you do kind of go for it. And there's Admin 6. Why did I mention that? I never mentioned that. I guess it's because we're progressing through it pretty quickly, and we'll get to Admin pretty quickly. The Mughals, I think they have minus 20 or minus 25% core creation cost. Another minus 25% from this, if it's minus 25%, is going to put us at minus 50. And then once we conquer all of the Hindustani guys, that's going to put us at minus 60, even before the Age of Absolutism. So that's insane. Another strat you can do, though, I think, as the Timurids, not sure, though, is that you can do Timurids, then Delhi, then the Mughals. Because Delhi gets a bunch of cores right here. Diplo-vassalization on Mikhalf, any guy we can get in Arabia to stop the Mamluks from expanding, that's a win in my book, man. Up to 6 tiny vassals now. Well, Hassa and Medina, I guess, aren't tiny. Alright, I got 50 favors with Jaunpur, Break Alliance, Multan, they will accept. Armies are in position. Let's go ahead and full annex these guys. Oh wait, 2 cores? Ah, 2 cores. Didn't they not have a core on this? Maybe they got that border friction thingy or something. Okay, let's do reconquest for a Karor, for example. I'll take these 4. I'll give these 2 to Punjab. Prospering times in where? I actually didn't see it. There? Yeah, there. Okay, so that's a level 3 center of trade in Lahore. Actually, it's gonna help out quite a lot. There's the peace out, 2 for Punjab, 4 for me. Excellent, not even that much aggressive expansion. Nice, we're starting our conquest into India, boys. And that's a part of the Hindustani culture group. Now we unlocked, with Admin 6, probably one of the most important buildings we can get early game, boys. And that's the workshop, man, for production efficiency. Persia, talking about the regions, Khorasan, and like all of India, man, they're just filled with extremely high value trade good provinces, and this is gonna make our economy go nutty. So damn, I still have a lot of tier 1 burger loans to pay off, but at least my income is good. I am willing to eat the inflation right here quite a lot. There we go. I've taken about 4,000 ducats worth of loans because this is so important. You guys have no idea. And even though you may see me sorting them by like trade good and not by income, this is like building up for the future, right? So even if we scroll all the way down for here, for example, let's say, and I built a production building in this tea producing province that's 0 ducats. Sure, right now tea is not expensive and we don't get any money from it, but later this is going to be an excellent prerequisite for manufactories. So this province, now it ain't gonna make us shit. Later, it's gonna make about a ducat. So that's why you should always sort by trade good, man, and build it in the trade goods that you know will be high value, you know, even if they aren't right now. So there we go. All of these nice ones, man. Super helpful. A lot of them even for now. But yeah, enough yapping about buildings. Let's core up the stuff we took from Multan, and then we're gonna fight Karakoyunlu. Bro, wait, I'm kind of a dumbass. We've had Delhi for a bit here. I'm just remembering that now. I forgot to form the Mughals. I think the only thing we need to do is add it to a state. Oh, wait, we need a... I'm a dumbass. Okay, so we need one of Lahore, Doab, or Central Doab. And yeah, these are gonna go to the Punjab first. Can I do something for Central Doab right here? No, not unless I fight Jaunpur. Okay, we're still the Mughals. We're still the Mughals. Tier 3 governor reform time. I'm actually gonna go representatives of the crown. We have a lot of subjects. But yeah, I guess I should add Delhi to a state, if nothing else. Upper Doab, sorry. I always forget about that second requirement, man. Alright, boys, the armies are in position right here. It's time to hit Karakoyunlu and Mazandaran. I'm gonna declare for the conquest of Arbil, for example. And our main goal is to get, like, this string of 5 provinces here. We'll release Syria from Raqqa. We'll release Iraq from Mosul and Sinjar. And then I'll be taking other stuff that aren't, other provinces that aren't Iraqi cores. We'll also co-belligerent Mazandaran here. Full annex them. Amal and Sari are extremely valuable provinces. Listen, which one of you guys remembers the other guys that were located here before Biapas and Mazandaran? What were they called? Tabaristan. I think they were yellow. Do any of you guys remember those guys? Either way, not to yap on too much. There we go. Conquest for Arbil. Co-belligerent these guys. Let's get it. Radical reforms coming in nicely. Congra annexed. Okay, we're pretty much done with Mazandaran here. Let me see. They will accept. Perfect. That's a full annex on them. And another mission. Okay, I really didn't think we'd be doing this many Timurid missions, boys. Trust me, I'm not delaying the formation of the Mughals on purpose, but there we go. Further permaclaims. Oh, the center of trade in Sari gets upgraded as well. Further permaclaims here. That's nice. That's nice. We do want to conquer this. I think the Mughals get claims on this as well, but hey, frick me, we're already over gov cap. Damn. And I think that's the war with QQ done, man. I'm gonna take max right here, so I'm taking these 4 provinces, 2 for Syria, 2 for Iraq, these 3 for myself, and then all of this up here for myself. This is a lot of aggressive expansion, but, you know, we're not really fighting that many Shia nations right now. I guess we'll get into it with Shia guys later, but for now, we're chilling right here, man. So there we go. That's that war done, and Hizn Kaifa still wants to become our vassal. I just remember these guys wanted to be vassalized earlier, but, you know, they're an OPM. What's the point? But now with 4 provinces, hell yeah, I'll take that. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and release, do some of these guys do something? Not really. Okay, there's Syria. Perfect. In 2 provinces. Iraq should be right there as well. Yes. 2 very good Middle Eastern releasables. Perfect. More cores for Iraq, more for Syria later with the Mamluks. Nice. Okay, let's work on diplo-vassalizing Hizn Kaifa and maybe annexing someone like Biapas or Hassa, since I border them. There's admin 7, which means there's Admin ideas. This will help a lot, man. The CCR and the gov cap, we need it desperately. You know, even though this is gonna be a tolerant run, I'm still using propagate religion. You know, it'll help a bit. You know, maybe we should actually delay the annexation of these vassals until I get gov cap in order, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna do be up us. We're already looking pretty big, boys. Number 1 on the GP list. Wait, how's the truce with Delhi? Yeah, we should fight them. We should fight them. Okay, let me beat up a couple of rebels and then we'll get into it with Delhi immediately. Really, I forgot about them, man. Okay, let's go in for Delhi, boys. We're gonna drag in Jaunpur once again. Main goal is to take back Punjab scores. Let's declare for Lahore. There we go. Bahmanis are involved in this. They may be a little annoying, but with the help of Jaunpur, we can do it easy peasy. There we go, just knocked out Bahmanis. They were actually way easier to fight than I thought they'd be, and we have a full siege on Delhi. So what I'm gonna do is give Punjab all of its cores back, and then I'm gonna take Kashmir and Jammu. No point in taking anything else. We can really only take one more province, so that's it. We're done with Delhi for now. Something else we can do is defy Delhi, punish. Wait, option 1. We'll no longer be able to form the Mughals. That's not what we want. We'll choose option 2, which is pretty much just for power projection right there. Very nice. And there's also a diplo-vassalization on his and Kaifa. You know, man, the AI should really be taught to be able to diplo-vassalize more. Like, you know, France, Austria, the Ottomans, the Mamluks, they can diplo-vassalize so many small guys around them, and they usually never do. I think the AI does need to get better at that. They're just missing out on opportunities here, man. You know, like a great businessman from Baltimore once said, this is Joseph Prop Joe Stewart, by the way, look him up, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. He said, buy for $1, sell for $2. And that's exactly what we're doing right here with these vassals, man. Very nice. Okay, so now that Punjab has all of its cores back, we can improve relations with them and annex them. That will fulfill the requirement of us owning one of Lahore or Doab or Central Doab, and we will be able to form the Mughals. So I guess that is what we should get right on. You know, I wonder why they don't like me that much. I gave them all of their cores back, and I made them exist. Okay, but that really tanked my my manpower, so we should really be chilling for a bit right here. I know I just took the colony one, boys. Out of this one and this one, the other ones don't really matter. And economy is actually looking very nice. Ooh, ooh. Wait, unknown attitude. Can they not see my capital? What the frick? Okay, now they know about me. Wait, they still don't know about me, but I've done too many good things. Now they have to know about me. Easy reconquest on what I'm assuming is gonna be the Ottomans here, because they are fighting a freaking QQ now. They can't take stuff down here, so they're gonna blob hard here. Still haven't fought the Mamluks, interestingly. Mamluks are actually pretty strong this campaign. They've expanded quite a lot in Arabia. Not as much as they can, but like the Hormuz and Aden, Tunis, Tlemcen. Ottomans, meanwhile, Tlemcen, Hormuz. Interesting shit. Shoot, I mean, if the Mamluks... You're gonna hear both of those. If the Mamluks can hold off the Ottomans here for quite a while, I wonder who we even go for first, right? Yeah, the Ottomans did expand up here quite a lot, and all of the Georgian cores are now owned by them. Very cool. So when we fight QQ next time, they're probably full annexable. Up to, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vassals right now. Some of you might think influence will be super useful here, but the thing is, influence isn't useful for the entire campaign. It's only useful for about 150 years, so that's why I went with Diplo. And we're not even over relation limit. By the way, I've started annexing Biapas just because they're there. We'll do Punjab soon. Biapas has been annexed, which is dope. We're really not even that aggressive this campaign, man. And that is one of the things I tend to do in these grand campaigns. You know, just take it chill, take it slow. Build up the economy, work on with what we already have. You know, that's the way I prefer to do it, as opposed to that super aggro pushing super hard into everything, right? But you know, in a super aggressive Timurids to Mughals campaign, dude, by this point, 1489, you can probably own all of this. Like right here somehow, yeah. And by the way, you know, I said at the start, you guys should suggest to me what else we should do, if there is something else we should do aside from conquering the regions that I already mentioned. But one thing I'm most interested in is, what do we do with like Central Asia right here, right? Because it looks freaking fugly when it's on the map like this. Do I just get rid of the Central Asia provinces, you know, release someone like Transoxiana or Khiva or someone and grant all of that to them, and we have like some northern marches protecting us or something like that, right? Unless you guys want me to conquer Central Asia as well, or maybe even go for like China and Mongolia and stuff, you know, like some forgotten Timurid thing like we just did in the A to Z. But I don't know. I feel like that's too big, you know. I like aesthetic borders, and this right here is really aesthetic. I wonder if anyone's ever done a Zoroastrian Mughals. Gazikumuk, Yemen. There's the CCR. Mahra, Oman. Yeah, soon. Oman. Okay, I think 11 vassals is about enough. But Georgia, what the frick do you want, bro? Come on, I saved your life over here. You'd be dead right now if it wasn't for me. And we're gonna get all your cores back, buddy. So, shut the frick up. Okay, so I know we're fricked on GovCap, but really not that much. I just gave the Demi land rights and stuff, so we're still okay. You know, we're gonna get over that once we eat up Punjab here. But it's time to continue our conquest. I'm gonna go for Sindh now, since Malwa won't help them. Their only other ally is Hormuz, which is easy to piece out. And then after Sindh, we're gonna go for QQ and you know, the vassals can take care of that whole thing. In the meantime, let's fight these guys. You know that Senna interview where he talks about being in a flow state and stuff like that? He was one with the car and shit. That's how I feel sometimes when playing U4. Yes, playing a video game is the same as being one of the greatest racing car drivers of all time. But, you know, it just is what it is, man. At that moment, I became one with the game. There we go. Took only a few months to wipe both of those guys out. Okay, oh wait, actually. Yeah. I was gonna say, let's declare on QQ, but no. Let's wait to core up Urmia. Right there. There we go. Another big boss has appeared. That will be Muscovy right here. They own a province that we need, so we're gonna be fighting them too. Yeah, currently biggest rivals are Muscovy, Ottomans, and the Mamluks. Really no one down here that's really annoying to fight. Sure, Bengal is... Oh, okay. Well, I jinxed myself. There we go. It's Bengal. That's allied to Ming. Now, even if we declare while Ming is at low mandate, like right now, there's still war score, right? There's still someone we're gonna have to peace out. So, yeah, I should look into other releasable guys down here. I don't think there are too many in Jaunpur and Bengal, but in Bahmanis, I know we got Ahmednagar. Andhra right here still exists. That's a shame. Maybe Orissa, if they shrink further, could be an option. We got, I think, Madurai down here. Yeah. Let's go for Ahmednagar, Madurai, and maybe Andhra for now. Oh, Mewar? Mewar? Oh, well, actually, could be an option, yeah. Well, all the provinces have been cored up. Let's do a reconquest on Karakoyunlu for Baghdad. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for EU4/TV Trivia with your host, The Red Hawk. Question 1. Leave your answers in the comments below. Which character from the 2004 hit TV series Lost hails from the city of Tikrit? I will only take full first and last name answers. Leave your comments below. Oh, that was easy. There's QQ gone. Okay, Iraq has all of its cores back officially, and another mission, Curb the Koyunlu, End of the Feuds, happens where we gain some nice thingies. Cool. I like that, man. Let's core this up. Who's rowdy? Oh my god, Georgia, I'm gonna kick your ass, bro. Shut the frick up. Honestly, we've expanded a lot more than I thought we would. It's really not that much when you look at it, since you're already like this big at the start, but it sure does feel like a lot. And you know, with the subjects as well, man, we're looking really, really good. Okay, but now we see that Punjab will be integrated February 1499 as it stands, so less than a year, so that's perfect. After that, we'll be forming the Mughals, ladies and gentlemen, so I think it's time to chill for about a year or two. Till then. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Punjab has been annexed. I just spent a little time after that beating up some rebels, but that does mean we can go ahead and take the mission Rightful Protector, where remove a supremacy of the shit. This doesn't matter. This is Timurid stuff, so we're just gonna go with that. And that means we can officially go ahead and accomplish one of our primary goals for episode 1 of this grand campaign, which is to form the Mughal Empire. Yes, please, new traditions and ambitions, just like that, ladies and gentlemen. So there we are as the Mughals. There's, you know, their color is nothing special, but there's just something so mystical about it. You know what I mean? But here we are as the Mughals, man. Tier 1 government reform, Indian Sultanate, +3 tolerance of heathens, and we still got the Ikta taxation ability. Nothing special, but the Mughal D1 Tier 2 government reform is what we need. So on first thought, you know, nothing special here either. Tolerance of the true faith and +150 gov cap, but this does enable the assimilation mechanic right here, where every culture group that we conquer, fully conquer, gives us some sort of bonus, which is the following. So we conquer the entire, Iranian culture group, minus 10% advisor discount. Entire Hindustani culture group, 10% CCR. Altaic, which is these guys, artillery discount. Western Aryan, which is the green guys in India, trade efficiency. Merc discipline for Caucasian, 5% production efficiency for Eastern Aryan. Prestige per development from missionary from Tibetan, calf combat from Levantine. So absolutely awesome right there, ladies and gentlemen. And we still stay with our tier 3 government form. We can even choose a tier 4. We're not gonna go with strength and ulama. This is a tolerant campaign, so we could go for curtail for the religious unity or expand temple rights for shmoney. What I think I'm gonna go with is this right here. There we go. And we can even choose a tier 5 apparently. Okay, and for tier 5 we already have the Mansabdari system, which is a unique-ish tier 1 government reform. We have a war tax discount and Mansabdari loyalty and stuff like that, but we also have Rajput military leadership, which does enable us to have Rajputs. But for now, it's 1500. I'm not gonna go with royal decree just yet. We are gonna pick up aristocratic court for the vassals. There we go, very nice. And apparently we even have a tier 7 gov reform in 1500. All right. The Zabd system, which gives us 150 governing capacity, but we do have the governmental Puribas register as well, which gives us some army stuff and stuff like that. I am gonna stay with the Zabd system. So there we go, gov cap settled, ladies and gentlemen. We can now, since these guys have gotten removed, we've gotten the Indian estates. I am gonna go ahead and establish the Demi estate, and I'm gonna restore the treasury, which gets rid of a certain modifier right there. We still have to get rid of that, but we can still get rid of that. Okay, very nice. And there's the absolutely massive Mughal mission tree that we're gonna go down. So there is established the Mansabdars. We gain some manpower, army tradition, and a new estate privilege. If we scroll all the way back up, we have the first mission, Fate of India, right here, which gives us +1 artillery levels versus fort until the Age of Discovery, which is about to end in 10 years, so no big deal. But also further perma claims on all of these provinces right here. And then the Sindh campaign, which gives us further perma claims, and we create a center of trade in Tara, and we gain gov cap. A lot of these Mughal missions, man, what you should really know about them is so many of them give you extra governing capacity until the end of the game, which is super important for us. Now, why did we lose stab? I actually have no idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and stab up once right there, just like that. And a sucky thing about forming the Mughals is your main trade node gets moved to Doab. So your economy is gonna suck until you move it back to Persia, if you've started as the Timurids, of course. So there we go. We're gonna lose a bit of money here at this point, but we are the Mughals. Main thing to show off as them is their absolutely bonkers national ideas, plus 20% cavalry combat ability at the start, along with 25% CCR. So our core creation cost at this point, ladies and gentlemen, is already negative 50%. Would you look at that? After that, we have plus 5% discipline, -1 national rest, 10% idea discount, +1 mill-free policies, plus 15% national tax, yearly prestige and great project update time, and stab discount, and then a tech discount as a finisher. Whew, alright, I think I explained everything about the Mughals. Now we do need to rearrange the estate setup right here. We no longer have the burghers, instead we have the giants. So let's give them giant political control. I'm also going to give them giant clerical class for now. There's indebted again, and they don't have the cheaper Diplo guy privilege. We do need to give higher guaranteed Demi autonomy and higher Demi taxes back to the Demi, and then we have the Rajputs, which is sort of a different mill estate thingy. I'm gonna give them Rajput Officer Corps for Land Leader Fire, and then I think that's it from what I'm gonna give to them. I don't know if I'm gonna establish Rajputs. All right, I got 50 admin event and stabbed up, but I took new burger loans, giant loans, while still having burger loans. Is this the first time in EU4 that you've seen someone have more than 5 burger loans at the same time? If it is, well, you gotta hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It'll not only, help support the channel, but you'll also stay up to date when new episodes of this Mughal Grand Campaign drop and other videos too. So, yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. What the hell are you waiting for? All right, we got the points. Let's move our trade capital back to Herat, just like that. Okay, now we're back to making money. In fact, I can transfer from Doab instead of collecting in Hormuz to As it stands, man, I'm gonna be stating everything that we conquer. I'm not planning to establish any trade companies or anything like that, so it's all gonna get eventually routed to Constantinople. But until we move to Constantinople, it's gonna be Persia. Okay, now let's do a little hard push into some of these guys right here. So yeah, who's first? Garwal? I know all of these guys can be like diplo-vassalized and stuff like that, so doesn't make sense to co-belligerent anyone over here. No, because then I'm gonna fight all of India. So let's just go at them one by one. Yeah, we got the tomb of Shah Rukh in Multan. Did he die there? He didn't really die there. We actually have a lot of monuments we can do, man. We got this one, tier 3. Not that important. Okay, next, tier 3. Not that important. Well, none of them are. Okay, war is done. Just one province. It's just these small guys, man. But now what I've done is I've royal married Vij in Bengal. You guys may notice that a lot of the claims that we have are on Jaunpur, and a lot of the Hindustani culture group provinces Jaunpur owns, so we gotta get rid of these guys. So thank you for your help, Jaunpur, but you're no longer needed, and instead I'm gonna hook up with Vij and Bengal. So, you know, since they're at the outskirts of India, they're gonna be the ones we fight last. I'm gonna use Vij and Bengal to help me take down Jaunpur, Malwa, Gujarat, and Orissa. Not that we really need help, but it's useful. Okay, now that we're done with all of that, man, who can we... Hormuz maybe? Nah, they're allied to both the Ottomans and the Mamluks. Let's chill on those guys. Let's focus on India. So, I'm actually gonna hit Delhi. Yeah, why not? Why not? They're allied to Gujarat and Chagatai, but frick it. And there we go, folks. That's pretty much a full annex on Delhi right here. They do have one province in the Hindustani culture group, which we desperately need, right? You know, when you form the Mughals, I mentioned this, I think, a couple of times. You really want to gun for this culture group as fast as possible. Now, that's, of course, in all the optimal and get the... you know, arrive at the... You know, it's because you want to get that minus 10% CCR the quickest, or whatever I should say. But yeah, you know, we're not rushing for it that much in this campaign, especially with this big Jaunpur in the way right here. Either way, that's Delhi done, man. Pretty solid foothold in northwest India, I do gotta say. Now, there's a mission we can... Did it already spawn? Convert to Sikh? It did! Of course, we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be converting to Sikh. So there we go. Let's score those provinces up. Aggressive expansion, yeah, pretty much non-existent, man. Over on this side, obviously, we got the two big guys, the Ottomans, the Mamluks. Actually, the three big guys, Muscovy, Ottomans, and Mamluks sort of blocking us, but not really. They are, you know, weaker than us. So, yeah, I think we should continue focusing on India. Maybe these minor guys north of Jaunpur and stuff like that. And then it's Gujarat, Malwa, and Jaunpur over here, all of which we have to do, well, medium to big wars, you know? But yeah, man, with that war ramped up, I think that's a pretty good place to leave it off at here for episode 1. I think we did a pretty solid start right here, you know, started as the Timurids, annexed all the vassals, acquired a bunch more vassals diplomatically that we're all gonna annex once we have the gov cap, and once we border them, right? We don't want to annex someone and we don't border them and stuff like that. Form the Mughals, and we're pushing hard into India. But yeah, man, this is where we got where our government reforms were at tier 7 in 1506, which is so funny. I guess that's the way it's supposed to work. You know, lots of unique ones right here. Economy is doing decent right now. Obviously, we'll scale up way more once we start conquering bigger portions of India, right? But yeah, it's a pretty good setup right here. Diplo admin advanced pretty far, as you can see. Almost finished them up, and we are working through the Mughal mission tree, which we'll focus on even more next time. But yeah, as for next time, man, we're definitely going to continue pushing hard into India, and I think I am going to get into it with pretty much all three of these big guys right here, man. Muscovy, the Ottomans, and the Mamluks, so we have lots of giant wars to look forward to next time, man. You know, if it was the easy small wars in episode 1, if that was the theme in episode 2 is going to be difficult big wars, and I'm looking forward to recording that video quite a lot. But yeah, I think that's gonna be about it for episode 1, man. If you guys are enjoying this grand campaign, or if you enjoyed previous grand campaigns and you want to stay up to date with when new episodes drop, definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, let me know if you do want to see episode 2, or if you think this grand campaign is lame. But that's it for me for now. See you next time.